And now we're on the other side, and you really have to be careful on this side, because what happens most of the time when my students do this shape is, because you're working two separate angles, one side and the other side, your finger position's like really important. So you really need to know where your finger position was on this side, and you're going to have to copy it on this side. For instance, if this is angled out, you'll create more length. If your fingers are angled more in on this side, then you're going to go shorter. So it's like really important to make sure you have the proper angles on each side. Also, what you need to worry about here is, since this hair is parted from the side, what we need to do is there's going to be less hair on this side. So what we're going to do is this angle will be a little bit more steep. So we'll get cracking here. Another way you can do this is take a little piece from each side and work back and forth. What lots of people do when they're working this shape is you'll cut a section across, all the way across, and what you'll do is you'll measure. You actually stand in front of your client or model or Courtney, and you actually measure, and you can go down these sections. If you work that way, you'll make sure that you don't wind up with one side shorter than the other. Okay, so let's get on to the other side. Now I'll take a little bit from this side here so we can see my angle and my guideline. Grab a little bit of my section here on the side, and I'm going to angle my fingers slightly out. And this is the more difficult side if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, this is your easy side. So you start cutting this angle. Again, angling your fingers slightly out, and you work down your section. And you start creating your angle on the opposite side. Okay, so now we're working our second section in, where the hair grows from. Since this is the lower part of the side, this isn't really the top. We're starting right off on the side. When we were in the front on our opposite side, we started in the front. So we're not incorporating that much hair from the front, or the top, I should say. We're working more from the side on this lower portion right here. So where the hair grows from, angling down slightly, pivot my fingers,